That was really funny. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that.
brilliant. Good one.
I won't tell anyone.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm lucky enough here to be joined by three people from Ma Nolan's, and I've got a Nolan, a real Nolan, and I've got two other people, and I've got a Sean, I've got a Dion, and I've got a Guillaume. And I hope they got the pronunciation right. I'm absolutely rubbish at that. But good morning, all. It's great to
Morning.
see you.
You
Great to
too.
see you. Well, let's talk about Mulholland's. Sean, can you tell me about the beginnings of Mulholland?
Yeah, so Ma Nolan's is open now 20 years. We actually celebrated our 20th anniversary for Ma Nolan's in the old town of Nice this year.
Wow.
So essentially, the story goes, Teddy, the director, the owner, he was over here on a kind of computer engineering project in Nice and kind of saw that there was a bit of an opening in the market for an Irish bar because at the time in Nice there wasn't a lot of places to go out and have a few beers or watch the match or any of this kind of stuff. So he saw an opportunity and that's kind of how the idea of Man Olin's got involved. So him and a few other guys from home kind of put a bit of cash together and started the project, and that's how the first Man Olin's in the old town was created. And since then, it's just grown and grown. Like we have opened a bar in the port. There's a bar in the Can, and we also have two new bars also in on the Corsalea. We have Van Diemen's, which is like an Australian themed bar, and Le Batteleur, which is kind of more um, towards our French clientele, I suppose. We've also recently taken on two bars in Toulouse, also Irish
Really?
bars as well. Yeah, this is about 3 years ago now. We've have two little bars in Toulouse. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Well, Mulholland's is pretty much an institution. Can I ask you what your role is? I mean, Sean, what do you do? What do you do?
So my role is operations. So I overlook all the bars essentially, the running and logistics of everything, I suppose, in a way. We also have a lot of staff accommodation and Airbnbs as well, which we overlook as well. Guillaume is, but I'll let you tell him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a ex-bar manager, and I do what the company need to do.
Okay. Well, that's
He,
good.
he's essentially my number two.
Hmm.
Like he's there when I'm not there, and we work together to kind of make sure everything's running okay.
Brilliant. And Dion?
Yes, and I'm the manager of Ma Nolan's Sport, and it's been almost 2 years now. It's been 3 years. I work in the port, and almost 2 years the manager here.
Wow. Amazing.
Déjà, hein? On peut
Well,
dire.
one
Yeah.
thing that Mulholland saw are the people. And you'd think it was just an expat crowd, but an awful lot of French people go to Mulholland's. I've noticed that.
Yeah, I think it's quite a melting pot. It's kind of everyone is welcome, and I think that's why we have quite different groups of clientele because I think everyone feels welcome here, and we kind of have a bit of everything for everyone. Like there's a lot of choice on the food menu. There's a lot of choice to drink. We have sports. We have a lot of events like quizzes and blind tests and all this, and musicians. So I think there's kind of something there for everyone, and I think that's why we have such a mixed group, like mixed clientele. Because, like I know for the summer, especially, there's a lot of tourists, a lot of Anglophones that we get, but in the winter we have a lot more French, a lot more locals. So it is always this kind of you never know what you're going to see when you go into Manolans, I think, or who you're going to meet. And I think that's the joy of it, because I don't think a lot of bars are the same.
No, it's a rarity, and
Yeah.
Mulholland's is definitely an institution, whether it be the Old Town or the port, or indeed can.
Yeah.
Uh, Now we look at. Well, I was there the other night for the quiz, and I was so impressed. It was a Halloween quiz, brilliantly executed, 30 teams, and when you consider the teams are between 2 and 4 people, that's a lot of people, and the majority were French, which
Yeah.
was fantastic. and the questions are in French and in English, which is also fantastic. So I applaud you for all of that. That must take uh, or some arranging, or does it? Or does it?
Maneuvering, yes. But
Well,
look, it's something that we've been doing for a very, very long time.
um,
So I think people in Nice know Ma Nolan's quiz. Like they know every Thursday in the port the quiz is on. So if they have nothing planned and if the weather is bad or whatever it is, like or it starts to get colder, they know like I'm gonna go to Ma Nolan's, I'm gonna have a good night because the quiz will be on. And in terms of actually creating them, like again, like I said, it's something we've been doing for a long time. So we kind of have our rhythm. We know what people like. We know what flows well, etc. You know.
it's brilliantly done, and the presenter you have and the animator you have now, absolutely perfectly bilingual. And my experience of the Old Town, it was the same. Very, uh, really well done, and it's enormous fun. As is, of course, the Irish music every Sunday, which is in the port. Uh, Fantastic. Any comments about
And
that, Diane?
and we have many people coming every Sunday to see this band that has been here, but I don't know how many years because
Years
I've
and
not
years and
been
years. Yeah.
working.
Before my time, before your time, before
Yeah,
everyone's time, I think.
yeah, they were here from the beginning, no?
Mm.
Yes. So and they really have their clients, people coming every week, and it's really nice because they still have some friends coming and adding in new instruments every Sunday. So it's still the same band, but it's a little bit different
Yeah.
every Sunday.
Well, I see Neil has his son playing a drum, and that was there the last Sunday or the other
But This,
Sunday.
this is
That
what
was
I love
really
about the guys is they always kind of have someone involved,
Yep.
or you come in one week and they have like a guest who's like, kind of playing
Sometimes.
with them for the weekend, and it's nice because it's always a bit different with them. Which because like Irish trad music, like it can sound a bit samey, and I think the guys they do a good job of making it different when they can.
they're absolutely excellent. It's like being in a bar in Dublin. Really
Yeah,
is. It
yeah,
really is. It's excellent.
that's the goal.
Well, you also have music, in the Old Town in every night, is it? Every night?
Yeah, every single night. Yeah.
And how do you get those acts?
That's Sorry.
How do you get those acts?
Well, we actually work with a company based in Ireland who like Teddy manages all the music and all the bands. So he's a year in advance all the time and he's planning, for the following year. We have a few apartments in the old town. So it's kind of a bit of a package for them, which is very interesting because they get a kind of a holiday as well as to play. So we'll put them up in apartments. They'll play for us for a week, but in the day they can kind of go to Cannes, they can go to Monaco, they can do all their little things. Sometimes they bring some family with them. So for them, it's a nice holiday. It's a working holiday, you know. And for us, obviously, it works out really well to kind of have actual Irish bands in an Irish pub.
Brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant idea. And the music's excellent. It starts late. And what time does it finish?
Finishes at well, depending on whether we have sports or not, because as you know, some of the sports starts quite late, so we might have to start the band a bit later. But generally, it's on until closing.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Then we talk about the amazing Irish food. And you have Sunday lunches, especially in the Old Town, and you have the breakfast. How is all that catering arranged? Who decides all this?
Well, I think if you look back through the menus of Matt Nolan's since the beginning, it hasn't really changed much. Like I think like we have tried different things every year and stuff like this, but we always go back to the same stuff. People like the classics, like an Irish breakfast, Sunday roast, fish and chips. That's the classic stuff that you would like to see in an Irish pub. And I know, like, I've been away from Ireland now for 7 years, and like for me, a Sunday roast is like the best thing in the world because it's just like it's home on a plate. So I think a lot of expats feel the same about that, and I think that's why it is so successful. And like, don't fix what's not broken, in a way. So I think we figured out what worked and we just stuck with it.
Well, I know a few Polish people who head to Mount Olens just for the breakfast.
Oh yeah, that's good. It's a hearty breakfast. It's great for a
Well,
hangover.
it's perfect for a hangover.
It's perfect for a hangover.
And you have genuine black pudding, which is quite amazing in these parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was like we work with a supplier basically for food that can source all that kind of English, Irish ingredients. So that was a bit difficult for a while actually after COVID, but we're back on track with that now. So that's great.
They are delicious, I have to say.
Yeah.
And then we turn to sport. I mean, you do all the big sporting things, whether it be F1, whether it be rugby, the nations, all the big football matches. How do you keep everybody calm? How do you keep it working so well?
It's not easy. There's a lot of like undercover stuff going on, but
What do you
no,
mean
like
undercover stuff? Come on.
well, like there's probably a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't see in a bar, you know. Like there's always like that's the thing about Diane and the other managers, like that's their job is to keep everyone in line and everyone happy and all that kind of stuff. So they do a really good job at this. And in fairness, I think it's also one nice thing about an Irish pub. I think if you say something to someone, they kind of just listen to you, like because it's that kind of environment. It's quite calm. It's quite chill. If someone's acting out of line, you just say it, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, I understand." And we move on. But in terms of sports, like we try to cater to everyone. Like sometimes it's quite difficult if you have 6, 7 matches on at the same time, but we will do our best. And if we don't have it broadcasted, and you come in and it's something that you want to see, like we'll do our best. We'll put on a little tiny TV for you in the back if you want to sit by yourself and watch it, like, and that's our goal is trying to keep everyone happy, because I think we're probably one of the only places in Nice where you can go and watch sports on so many televisions and have all those options to watch so many different varieties of sports. So we try to kind of push that and make that our thing.
I think you do an absolutely excellent job. I mean, as I said, Ma Nolan's is an institution. People, it is it is the foremost sports bar in Nice, and I imagine Cannes as well. Uh, what's going on at Cannes? Are they still doing the comedy and things like that upstairs, or?
We haven't done comedy for a while, but actually, I'm glad you said this because we're launching a new kind of event weekend this weekend in Cannes. So we're going to be we're going to have a DJ Friday and Saturday nights.
Okay.
We're also going to be doing karaoke on a Saturday, music bingo on a Friday, and
Music
we've
and
turned
bingo.
music bingo. So essentially,
Wow.
it's the same concept as bingo, except numbers, you have a song and you have the title of the song, and the same rules apply. You get a line, you win something, you get a full house, you win something, kind of thing. It's a bit more lively than bingo, I suppose. So we're going to try it and see how it works. We put in a pool table upstairs. We put in a dartboard, loads of games like chess and backgammon and Jenga, so the customers can just play away all night. So we're going to see how that goes. It's quite exciting.
Have you got bar billiards by any chance?
Bar billiards.
Yeah. You
Maybe
remember that?
that's a good idea.
No, it's a wonderful thing. I used to occupy myself a lot with that. It's very entertaining and very competitive without being too much
Okay.
of a struggle.
Well, look, we love that. So maybe that's a good idea.
Well, good luck finding a table, but there used to be all the thing, all the rage. But there you go. Such is life. I just wish everyone all the best. What plans have you for the future? Are there any future plans, or is it just keep going what you're doing and what you're doing well?
Well, yeah, for the moment, like obviously we're always looking for something new. When the opportunity arises, we'll jump at it. But for the moment, I think we're coming into winter now, so our focus at the moment is just to kind of keep
Hmm.
everything running smoothly, keep all our staff happy, keep all our customers happy, and just kind of this is the time after the crazy busy period to kind of get everything back in track and look at all the stuff that we didn't have time to look at in the summer and make sure everything's running really smoothly again. So I think that's the next few months ahead. We have a few events on and stuff like this that we'll be looking at, and then yeah, hopefully next year is a new project. Probably, we have Toulouse was 3 years ago, so I think it's probably time for a new one.
It sound you're fully occupied all the time. I know how busy and how difficult it is to run a pub. It's enormously difficult, and I applaud you and I applaud what you do and how you keep it going for so many hours with such enthusiasm. Well done. Really,
Thank
really,
you very
really
much.
well done.
Thank
And
you.
so, it only remains for me to say thank you all so much. Thank you, Dion. Thank you, Guillaume. Thank you, Sean. And I really appreciate spending some time with me.
Us
So,
too. Thanks
thank
very
you.
much. We really enjoyed this.
Yeah,
So
thank you very much.
No, I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so let's leave. Well, I'll leave you with a huge smile while I find the off button, which is always a challenge for me. So,
right, ready?
ready? Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.